Hello, cherry lovers. Today we're going to step back in time a little bit and show you guys from when the farm first started until right now. And I just wanted to show you guys this because there's been a lot of questions saying how much change has the farm taken place, and you're going to get to see just how much it is. Okay guys, these are the very first 50 trees that we planted that are underneath the first high tunnel. And we weren't sure if we were going to just stop at 50, but after a while I finally made up my mind that we were going to go on and grow bigger. Okay guys, really the farm started back in 1946. No, I'm just kidding. But here's the second year that we decided to put another 50 trees in and see how it would go. As you can see, the two uncles sitting there trying to tell my grandsons how to plant the trees or level the land off. That was the first time those boys have ever seen a tractor. And boy, I'm telling you what, they did a good job. Both of them listened and they watched what was supposed to be done, and they just went to work and did what they had to do. We had to level all that off. Like I said, that was the second year, and we had to clear that all off. Okay, here's where we got all the 100 trees, not 50, but a whole 100 trees planted. After we cleared off that land back there, we planted 50 more trees. So that's the first 100 under the first two high tunnels that you see. And like I said, after that I decided I was going to grow even bigger, and I've never looked back and love every minute of it. And look at how small them trees are. I can't believe it. So, and right after that I decided I was going to put a well down, and boy, that thing it took me almost 3 weeks to get it down. It's down 37 feet, but I drove it myself, so I loved it. And like I said, after we got it all drove down and my brother and I got it primed, after about an hour, boy, did it come out good. The cold, clear water. This was when I got my first drone, and we did a flyover, and that's of the first 100 trees. As you can see over to the right, the pump house there with the pump. But look back all as it flies back there, what you can see. All that back there is where the shed is now, and all the apple trees, all that woods was cleared out of there. But that is some of the things that I want to point out to you, because we had to clear all that woods out there just to get them apple trees out of there, and boy was it work. So this is, like I said, this is probably this is probably around 2016. And we finally decided that we were going to come up with a name for the farm. So we sat down and we kind of discussed what we were going to do with the farm, and how big we were going to go. But like I said, there's the first 100 trees, and I was very happy to see all these trees. Some of them have died, some of them because of the late frost, but we planted more. And like I said, all through there is the first two high tunnels, all through there. And of course, you look out front, all the trees that had to be removed out front. So this is the part that really amazes me, how things have changed up here in front on the farm. Okay, this is where we got the license. We finally come up with the name Heaven's Gates Cherry Farm, and boy, were we happy that we got that name. Okay, this is that same year, but in August, after we got the license. We called it Phase 2 because this is where we started getting ready to clear out that land in the back for the apples. And it almost took us 2 years to do it. We started it, I started cutting it, then I had another guy come in and cut it, and it all fell through, and he only cut so much of it. And so the following year, I had to do it myself, and but it was a lot of work. I mean, there was a lot of trees there, and boy, it was a lot of work. I can't say enough. It was so hard that I didn't think I was ever going to get this stuff cleared out. And finally, I told Joyce, we got to get this done. So we started. And as you can see here, this is continuing. I come up a couple weeks later to see how the guy was doing. And unfortunately, after this video was taken, he was doing a good job in getting all this cleaned out. And by then it was into October, November, and it didn't look like we were going to get that cleaned out. And we didn't until the following year. After the high tunnel came and the following fall, we started clearing clearing that land out. And down the road here in the video, you're going to see all the work that it took to get the rest of it cleared out. But yep, we were working on that, and we certainly did do a lot of work. He did a lot of work, but when he decided he wasn't going to do it anymore, it was all up to me. Okay, cherry lovers, this was in November. We just after the last video where I was showing you out back where we had started to get things cut down, but around November, just after deer hunting season, we had our first snow, and I decided to get the drone out and give you guys a flyover and show you just what it looks like in the winter out there. And after they did all the cutting and everything like that, but like I said, it's a whole different ball game in the winter. Like I say, you can see west. That's all due west. That's all out in the north part of and that's all the national forest in front of us. And like I said, it's beautiful in the wintertime. It's cold in the wintertime, but it's beautiful. So, and there's all the farm. Like I said, we still hadn't got the high tunnel yet. I don't even think that we've even applied for it yet. Matter of fact, I know we haven't, because that hasn't even come up yet. So, like I said, there's the first 100 trees down there going through the first winter. As you see all off to the right there, that all the trees that I cut down trying to get ready for the apples. I had to postpone ordering the apples almost a year before I ordered them, because we never got that cleared out. So that's what you looks like from the winter, from the sky, and from the flyover from the old drone. And yeah, there's where I cut all out back there. That's all where the apple trees are now, and mostly all of that you're looking at right now, all through there, has all been cut out. So yes, a lot has been done up till now. Of course, that's back in the swamp back behind the house. So, but yep, a lot has been done here, and we're going to move forward, and we're going to go on and show you that we got our high tunnel ordered. In this video right here, we got the word that we got our high tunnel. It was 30 by 100 or 96, and it was from the NRCS. That was in February. We were approved. We were so happy. That was #1 high tunnel, and we couldn't wait for spring to get here so that we could put it up. We knew that it was going to be work, and down a few videos down, you guys are going to see us putting that up a little bit. And like I said, we were so happy that they approved us, because you just don't know if you're going to get approved or not. So we were really happy that we got that, and we had no clue that we were going to get another one. So anyways, this came in the mail in February, and it made us really happy to know that the farm is progressing and growing, and it really is. It's growing in leaps and bounds. It's heading to where it is today. Okay, after we got that approval in February for the high tunnel, Here in March, I decided, man, I'm going to make a sign. I'm going to try and see if I can't make a sign to go out front in front of the farm out there. So here's the preliminaries that I did, and this is what we decided we were going to run with. And so I got started printing everything out, and I went to the drawing board and went downstairs, and I started putting the thing together, and boy, did it turn out. You'll see in the next video how wonderful it did turn out. I was amazed. I amazed myself at how well I put this sign together. I'm telling you what, it really turned out great. And now it's up there on the farm, and I really love it. Okay, you guys look, and you can see the sign. It still needed 3 coats of polyurethane, but man, did that thing turn out. I mean, cherry lovers, I'll tell you what, I amazed myself building that. I mean, the more it came together, yeah, it took a while to hand paint the letters on there, but boy, did it turn out. And it's aging really nice up there, you know, because it's slowly aging up there on the farm. But yeah, it really turned out nice, and I'm glad I made it. And it just showed me there's a lot of things that, you know, I can do that I never knew I could do. So, yep, there's the new sign, and love every minute of it. Okay, right here we were getting all the trees cut in the front and all out of the way so that we could make room for that high tunnel, because it was coming in about a week or two, and we had to get this stuff all cleaned up. We had to get all the trees, as you're seeing here, cut, split. We worked our hind ends off. My cousin Gary there, he came up and he helped us. That's his log splitter. He come up, of course. I told him he come up, we got plenty of oak, and he can take it home and use it in his wood stove, and that's what he did. But yeah, we had to take out all of those front logs. There's Randy backing up the truck. Joyce is doing all the filming, and but she was right in there working with us. But we had to clean this all up because we had a deadline, and if we didn't get that done, then the high tunnel was going to come, and we weren't going to get that high tunnel up. So we had a lot of work ahead of us. So, and this was the next day. I told him all the other trees that had to be cut, so those guys got right to it, cut it down, because believe it or not, people, all these trees right here had to be removed and gone and cleared before we could even put the high tunnel up. And we were working, we had a deadline, and we had a lot of trees. I think we had about 15 trees altogether that we cut down there, and we were working. And we went to bed tired, but I appreciate my brother and my cousin coming up there, and my wife, Joyce. She just worked, they both all worked hard. And we got her all cut up, and it looked really, really nice after it was done. It really did. We put a lot of hours in there, a lot of 3-4 days there. We worked hard, and a lot of trees went down. A lot of trees, unbelievable amount of trees. Brother right there was freeing himself because he dropped it on the pump house. He didn't hurt the pump house, but he dropped that tree on the pump house. This video here, my brother was trying to cut down a tree, and it was going the right way, and the wind came up, and then it fell right into the orchard. Luckily, out of all 30 trees that it laid across, it only took out 2. We did a good job. He was mad, everybody was upset, but it all worked out. But boy, we had a buddy of mine, he was running for his life. This is my springtime video. This was just probably 2 days before the high tunnel was delivered. As you can see, we had a lot of trees laying on the ground yet that had to be cut up. After this video, the next day we got started, and I mean, we got started working on it. And I think the video after this, you guys will see us working real hard trying to get these logs, because the high tunnel was coming. But all the burned out area. That year they decided they were going to do control burn so that there's not a lot of brush underneath. So that's what you're seeing on the far side of my property on that trail right there. Of course, like I said, we're still haven't got that back area cleaned out yet. Right after the high tunnel, that area got started on that fall. We started cleaning that out, but that's what it looks like in the spring. And like I said, we figured I'd do a little springtime flyover to show what, just what was different from the year before on all the trees that are down and everything. So that's basically what this video is about right here. We're just trying to show you that that runs along the property on the east side, the road there, and I'm trying to show you that the trees right there that I've got cut down still haven't got cut up, and boy, there's still a lot of work to be done for apples to show up. That's the cherry trees, or the cherry farm part, and as you can see right there that the first 3 rows are going to be that's where the high tunnel is going to be. I've got, if you probably can see a line right at the very first row, we had it staked out how far 96 feet were so that we could have an idea, and that's why the extra trees are laying there, because we figured we had enough trees cut and we didn't. So I figured between the high tunnels and the house, I would take those trees out in case any wind comes up and they blew over. That would cause a lot of damage to the high tunnel and everything. So that's why you see them laying on the ground. And like I said, in the next video. Okay, this video here, as you can see, my brother working on my brother-in-law's tractor. We have one day, one people, to get all that logs and all that brush out of there, because there is a high tunnel coming, our very first one. So we worked our butts off that day. My grandson Brandon and my brother Randy and I and Joyce all worked our hind ends off to get all that stuff, logs cut up and got out of the way and got delivered. The logs, the guy came and got them, and we worked our hind ends off because that high tunnel was coming the next day. So like I said, I kept working the whole day on it. My grandson, he worked really hard. My brother stayed down there most of the day, and we had to get that brush out of there. It was just a lot of work, and like I said, hard work pays off. And as you can see, that's what's happening with all these logs that we kind of cut around where the high tunnels ever, there was 12, 15 trees that we removed. And of course, day one, there's the high tunnel coming, and we started measuring. There's my son and I call my half son. That's my son. They were measuring out, getting everything ready for that high tunnel. They got it all measured out, and it really, you couldn't ask for. It turned out square, and here we are getting it. We're unloading it. It came right on time, right when they told us it would. I was very amazed that it came in when they said it was, and right on time, 11 o'clock, it showed up. So this is us trying to unload it because it didn't have a lift, so we had to come up with a way with the tractor to get it. And of course, if there's a will, there's a way, and we did it. We got the first one off. The second high tunnel, I don't have it pictured, but the crates came and there was a lift so we could drive them off, so it made it a lot easier. But here's a time lapse of us putting up that first high tunnel up with all of the purlings and all that kind of stuff. It really went together well. For the first time us doing it, we were amazed how fast we were putting it together. Of course, the second one went up a heck of a lot faster because we knew what we were doing. But this one here, it took us some time. And the funny part was, all through that day one and day two, we had rain, we had sleet, we had sun, it got warm, then it got cold again. But we stayed at it and we got it done. So this is more of the time lapse of the second day, trying to figure out where all the purlings go and all that, and we just worked our hind ends off. And these guys, I got to give them credit for just amateurs. They work like pros. They unbelievable how they worked, and they worked and they got it done, and I'm very proud of them. Here is probably the third day. We were getting ready just before putting up the poly on the top. We were just finalizing everything that needed to be done so that we could put the wiggle wire, the poly up the wiggle wire, and we were darn near, and as I would say it, halfway done with it, and it turned out great. These guys were good. I mean, they really would. For amateurs, they were wonderful. So, and then on this video here, it just shows we had the poly up and we were quitting for the day, and because we had worked our butts off. And as you can see, everybody's shirts are dirty. We put it together and we got it done. We worked as a team, and as you can see, it's up and going. We didn't get the side curtains on. It took us another week or two to get the side curtains on, almost a month to get the end caps on, but it got done and it's still up there standing, and trust me, it was work. Okay guys, I just thought I'd throw this in. This is the cabin rules or the farm rules up here, and it pretty much is the way it is. We enjoy ourselves, we work, we hibernate, and we sit around the fire and we make memories. And that was all that she wrote right there. And on this video, I wanted to show you that the high tunnel was up. We still didn't have the mechanisms for the side curtains put on, but for the most part, number one high tunnel was done. It took us pretty much most of the summer to get it done, and but it was hard work, and everybody that helped, they worked hard, and I thank them, and they really did a good job. So we are on to the fall, and we're getting ready to in another month we're going to start clearing that land back there for those apple trees. So on the next video, that's what you guys are getting ready to see. We are working hard. Okay people, what can I say about this video? This is when we started clearing the land. It took us, oh man, it took us a week right there. I was learning how to use that tractor. My brother-in-law let me use it. Never have I run a tractor before. And, you know, small lawn and garden tractor, but nothing like this. So I was learning a lot. It didn't take me long, but I was learning a lot. I had a lot of land to clear. I had trees that were coming. Oh man, I'm telling you what, they were coming in the spring, and all of this had to be cleared before spring. And I was running, and this was late September, and I was running out of time because it's like up north, you know, up there in the farm, it snows after that any time, and then I would have been out of luck. So as you see here, we're dragging a lot of trees. I'm learning how to use the bucket there. I caught on to that really quick. We cleared a lot of brush in a lot of short time. I mean, me and Joyce were up there for a week. She, behind the scenes, not a lot, you didn't see her, but a lot of that brush you see in the background, she was dragging and putting them out back. You just couldn't, she, like a little Energizer battery, you couldn't stop her. She was constantly working, and she did an excellent job, even though she didn't have a tractor. But like I said, this is the stuff you're seeing me clear. You know, I had to clear stumps. I had trees that the guy from the year before, he had pieces cut up, and it just had, all that brush and stuff had to be removed before I could get to the logs. And it was a lot of work. Thank God my brother-in-law let me use this tractor. That Massey Ferguson worked like crazy. My wife called it a super termite because it was like going through that brush like a termite, eating everything up. It was dragging logs. I got a real quick story also that we found a grappling hook. I was digging around and dipped the bucket down in there, and it hit a chain, and that chain, I pulled it out, and on the end it was a grappling hook, the hook onto logs and everything back in the logging days, and that's what a lot of it was here in Michigan. Well, what I researched on that was that it was an old one because it was in the ground probably 5-6 inches. It was not just there, you know, for 5-6 years. It's been there for years. And I mean, when we started using that grappling hook, boy, did it make life a lot easier. There's Joyce. Look at how hard she worked. I'm telling you what, that woman worked so hard, she made me hurt. I wished I could get off, should have got off and let her use the tractor because she didn't give up. She worked her hind end off on that. I mean, she went every night, she was sore. She got in the shower, got set in the tub, soaked her body because she worked hard. And exactly 1 week, we had that all cleared out of there except for the stumps. We cleared the stumps out in the spring, but 1 whole week we had that cleared out. The neighbor wanted to know what crew we had on there, and I told him there was no crew, it was just me and my wife. And he said, man, he says, you guys went right to work and you guys got that all cleared out. I said, yeah, we did. And we did it hard. Okay, people, as you can see, as I always say, look at that, high tunnel number 2. This was, like I said, every year that we grew, I got more excited. I'm still excited. I can't wait till next year to see what comes along. But yeah, we got high tunnel number 2 up there, and it was like, man, I had 200-footer sitting there, and never would have believed it. You know, back 2012, we'd be where we were at that point in time. Just amazing. I mean, we got both the high tunnels from the NRCS, and they worked with us and everything. And then, boy, I'm telling you what, they're still standing up there today, and they're doing what they're supposed to be there for. And we very much enjoyed it. And like I said, look at that. Look at that. Every time I see that, I have, like I said, my grandson, my son, my half-son, Micah, all of them helped me. That second time around, all of my family was up there helping me. And Joyce and all of them, we worked our butts off on them that high tunnel, and we got it done. Number 2 went up faster. Probably in 2 days, we had that one up to where you see it now, where the poly is. And hey, I'm telling you what, we were happy. See me all hunched over there? I was wore out. But anyways, this is what we got done. It took us about a month to finish putting the side curtains and everything on, and in the end and everything. But hey, after that, like I said, that was on to planting. After you see this, we went to the next one and we started planting apple trees. We planted more apple trees, and that was the year after. Okay, here are the apple trees, the first trees that we planted. I misspoke in the last video, but these are the first trees. We planted them before the high tunnel, just after the high tunnel came that year. We planted these trees, and we put all 100 apple trees in the ground, and we worked our hind ends off, and only a few survived. So this is the first round of apple trees. I misspoke, but like I said, just as soon, they were hard work. I'm trying to plant 100 apple trees. We hurried to get the ground ready for them, and then turned around and they didn't make it through the year. Like I said, if you want to go back and see one of my videos, you realize what happened. And we ordered new ones. We got new ones from the nurseries, and we planted them, and they've been doing good ever since. So right here, we were, like I said, because this is part of the farm and part of growing, this is the first set of trees that apple trees that we planted. As far as we know, we did everything right. Did everything that they told us to do and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, the nursery said it was possibly their fault. They thought, that's what they said, so they replaced them for free. So, but anyways, they all looked good all summer long until about probably midsummer, and then they didn't act like they were growing that good, and it just seemed like things weren't producing the way they should. We watered them and we did everything we could, but it just didn't seem like they were doing any good. So anyways, as you're seeing the video here, we're digging the holes and we're planting them trees, and we were hoping, and as far as we knew, everything was doing really good until the following spring. But like I said, we dug 100 holes, we planted 100 trees, and when we got done, everything was good. It was good hard work. Joyce and I, busted our heinies off to get them in the ground. We put them in the ground. They were all in the ground in 5 hours. We had them trees planted in exactly 5 hours. Joyce says, wow, we went right to work. And I said, yeah, we did. And I'm wore out. But like I said, this is a part of things on the farm that, like, as we're growing, this is all the stuff that you're seeing that I'm putting in these videos that we're growing on. And we grew on that when we learned that sometimes you can plant trees and they don't make it no matter what you do. So hard work, but there's all of them done. And boy, as always, I'm proud as a peacock that we done all this. They look at them. They looked like they were doing good, but they didn't. And like I said, we had the troubles of having to replant these, and a couple videos down the road, you'll get to see us replanting them again. But like I said, it's all about growing on the farm and what it's been between the beginning of the farm and till now. And this is what we went through, and I thought I'd share all this with you. So like I said, the trees really look good. I wish they would have survived, but I think I only got six that are still of the originals of those apple trees. So there they are. Well, cherry lovers, look at that. That's my tractor. My friend of Joyce and I, he said he had a tractor that he was willing to sell us, and there it is. I appreciate him. I thank him every day for it, because boy, has this tractor made your life is so much easier with that tractor. If I would have had to do all that I've done in the since we've had that tractor, I'd probably be dead, because that tractor has worked, and it's worked time and time again for us, and it just keeps working. So I'd like to thank you, Ron, and I'll continue to thank you for that tractor. I really appreciate it. Part of the farm, part of growing, and this is how the farm grows. So again, thanks, Ron, for that tractor. And now you can see we planting trees this spring. We planted those trees, replanting. Look at the snow in the background on Mother's Day. The day before they came, we had 4 inches of snow. They showed up the day after. So we're in the process of wetting them down and trying to keep them wet until probably, I think it was 2 or 3 days later that we started planting them, because it was warm enough to plant. So those are the new trees that went in the ground. So yeah, we planted them twice. Boy, do we know it. And of course, now we're back to 2020 in the summer. There's my shed that I've been working on this year. Pretty much got it all done except for the paint and the trim. And I'll be going back up this Tuesday to complete that. And then pretty much all of 2020 is completed. We, like I said, we worked hard this summer on a whole lot of things. During the COVID-19, we tried to stay busy with whatever we could. And here's me up on the roof. That was work, trying to put the shingles on. But we got that thing done. And like I said, it was work, but I had to have a shed. I was getting too many toys. This farm is growing. And if I didn't get a shed, then I had all this stuff setting out. Half of it was sitting under the high tunnel. Some was sitting on the porch. A lot of it was in the basement. I had to have a shed. So we decided that we were going to put this shed up. And for the most part, I had help until Joyce, in some of the other videos you'll see, she got hurt her hands, and she had to rest them. So the rest of the time I went ahead and completed it, most of it by myself. And but the biggest share of it, she was right there helping, just like she always does. So as you can see, I'm throwing shingles up. Of course, I'm using that tractor that Ron let us purchase, because if I'd had to carry them from the ground up, boy, would that have been work. So you guys can see me going here. Not too happy with roofs. I fell off a roof when I was shingling years ago with my dad, so just a little bit leery of being up there in that roof, but we got it done. And like I said, we we worked hard and we got it all done. Now I'm going to that other side, and for some reason the first side went up. It was difficult, but the second side, I guess because I knew what I was doing or figured out what I was doing, that second side went up really easy. I was very impressed how fast I got that side done. But we got it all done, and the shed pretty much has got the doors on it, and it's all closed in. And like I said, we're on to bigger and better things, and who knows what's going to happen next year. So, but there's the old shed, and there's me working on it, and I'm moving right along. And now for the current day, about a week ago, this is what the farm looks like, people. Very happy with what I see. Very, very happy. I love the growth. I just thought I'd take you guys on this journey. Show you what it was from the start to the finish, and how much work that has went into getting this farm to where it is today. There are the two staggered high tunnels. They are both 100-foot long. All the trees that have been removed out of there. There is the barn that I'm going to finish up, and there's all where the apple trees were all cut out. All that has been cut out. And like I said, it's been a lot of work for the last 6 years or so. I have put a lot of time and effort. Joyce has put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it, and we're getting there. Like I said, there's all that area that I cleaned out, and there's the second set of apple trees, and they're doing very well. This year, everything has come along really nice. Here's that back section again where I cleared, but like I said, we've worked hard for what we done here on the farm, and as you can see, there's been a lot of things and a lot of changes on this farm. Not gonna say there ain't gonna be more changes, because there probably will be. Where you're looking at the garden right there, we plan on putting a bigger garden and planting more vegetables. So, like I said, the farm has come a long way from where it begins. It's not over. It's not done. We're far from the end of it. I don't know. I may never see the end of it. I'm hoping the family takes it and goes farther with it after I'm gone. But like I said, we've got it this far, and been a lot of work. And I thought I'd show you guys this, and I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this video, and just letting you guys know that hard work pays off, and if you're really interested and really want to do something with your life, do it. Just do it. It's going to be a lot of work, but it paid off. Like I said, I never knew and never figured that it would go this far. So, hey, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe. We sure would appreciate it, you guys. We love you guys here at Heaven's Gates Cherry Farm, and as you can see, we're getting bigger, and we're growing, and we're hoping that all of our subscribers love our content, and I hope you guys come back and watch more of it, because there'll be more to come in the coming years. And I just thought I'd put this all together for you and show you that this is what has happened since 2012. It started in 2012, but it started around 2006 to the current day of 2020. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Bye now.